All
Thank you.
right, so thank you for that. And the next item, I believe, is the Hartsdale Farmers Market. So Terrence, if you could,
He's here. Joey's here.
Joey is here, great.
Yes.
So as the board knows, and just for context, Westchester Greenhouse and Farms unfortunately is unable to continue doing the farmers market. And we learned of that, I think, about a month ago. So we're really at a point where it's difficult to pivot. And I think Supervisor did an e-blast, and we reached out to some contacts that we knew in the farmers market space. And this gentleman, Joseph Katona, reached out with interest, and he's here now. I sent out his bio earlier today by email, and yeah, Joe.
And I just want to mention before Joey, speaks to us, I spoke to Krista, today, and right after the farm in Hartsdale decided that they weren't going to be participating this year, we reached out to everybody who, we had a bidding process for, farmers markets, so we reached out to everybody who had previously expressed interest, and I think it was like over a dozen farmers. So we definitely made an effort, and Garrett and I met with Joey last week, and he's
Just for clarity, because I'm just a little confused. So you met with individual farmers to have them come and market here in Hartsdale, or they will go through Joey? Or is that what Joey?
Well, Joe will walk us through his model,
Okay,
but
all right,
ultimately, we had a pool of interest, let's say, in farmers market in general.
The
Vendors,
vendors,
yeah.
rather,
Yeah.
right, the vendors? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Produce vendors.
Mainly operators, I think it was our
That's
focus
what I wanted to see what it
before.
was. It was
Yeah.
operators or vendors, okay. Mr. Joey?
Good evening.
Good
How are
evening.
you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right, and yourselves?
Wonderful.
Good, thanks.
So
Anxious
walk us
to
through
hear
your
about
process.
Not sure what process are you referring to, ma'am?
Garrett?
So Joe, we visited the space last week, and Joe operates a
Right.
couple farmers markets in Westchester, Rockland, and Orange County. And Joe, if you could just walk the board through some of your background, some of what you do with respect to farmers markets elsewhere, and just let us know your thoughts on an interest on the space here in Hartsdale.
Sure, okay, so, well, when I got the letter from Krista, it was the first time I heard of the Hartsdale Farmers Market, and I did some research. And basically, my company has been in business for 10 years. I operate farmers market stalls, and I'm involved in the farmers market community. I co-manage the Goshen Farmers Markets in Orange County. I'm part of the Farmers Market Advisory Committee. And yeah, basically, we just looked at the space, and I spoke with the gentleman that used to Westchester Greenhouses, Joe, also, who said that he used to run the farmers market. He walked me through the process. I asked him the size of the stand that he had, and who else did he have vending at the farmers market. And basically, yeah, I mean, I'm open to questions. I'm not really very familiar with the, what I should say. But if you have any questions, just please go ahead, and I can walk you through
But
it.
you'd be
And you-
prepared to start in June.
Well, yeah, I think I would be prepared to start in June, but I wouldn't unless everything is set in stone. I wouldn't want to state that I'm ready to go the first weekend of June. I would just want to make sure that, I haven't had a chance to review the contract or any of those things. I just want to make sure that everything is set in place and everybody's satisfied with what is expected.
So maybe you could explain to us, seeing that you saw the site, what you would envision there, what you would bring to it, how you would make it your own farmer's market.
Well, I would envision, definitely fruits and vegetables would be the number one thing, because there is no farmer's market without that. As far as I know, that the gentleman had a fermented vegetable pickle person there, he had a pie person there, and he had a bread person there, is what he told me. So the space is not necessarily conducive to a huge farmer's market, but it would, I think, what I would envision is to have a farm stand there with mostly fruits and vegetables, and then perhaps some additional stuff.
Can
And
you
you could-
that people
find,
can.
can you find vendors at this late date for other produce or products?
I mean, anything is a possibility. Of course, it's very difficult at this time of year. So I think the way I would approach this is just to get rolling, start setting up, and then once the market gets going, then you eventually gather interest for the vendors that are missing that we're not able to confirm that were there before.
And
So
you
this
guys-
year would be an
What is
introduction.
necessary for a farmer's market, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, is to have produce, is you have your dairy, eggs and cheese, and your meats. And then on top of that, anything else is just accessories, basically. But those are the basic things that need to be covered.
Recently, the bakery in Hartsdale closed, so that's a niche that could be filled if there's like a bread person, muffins, whatever. That would be
Right.
great to have that.
Yeah, so I would think probably grab and go stuff, croissants, muffins, that's part of what I actually sell at certain stalls at markets. So that could definitely very easily be filled.
I think it's really important because, you know, you have some businesses that are out of business now on East Hartsdale Avenue, and Garrett and I, we are working with some residents trying to revitalize East Hartsdale Avenue and generate more buzz. And the Hartsdale Farmers Market is over 30 years old, so I think we were the first farmers market in the whole county. So it would be a big loss to the avenue if, you know, we had no market. And the nice thing is you have the experience and you're a farmer and you've done this in other communities. So I think you'd be providing us with a great service, and I think people will really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that. And I think under the circumstances, everyone would understand that it might be a little bit limited just this year, but it's an introduction.
So I was just.
Yeah, and I think it's critical that there's nothing missed in terms of the week. I mean, if it's a 30-year farmers market, I think that's, you know, there's not that many farmers markets that's been around for that long. I think Peekskill is one of them in Westchester. I'm not particularly sure about the other ones. I know I know in Rockland it's Nyack that has been around for 30 years. But what I also would like to say, I think what is more essential. Apologize, my dog. Excuse me, Bronson. Apologize. Is that perhaps if we can't make it all certainly come together by the start date, I think it's more important that maybe that we delay the opening of the June 1st date, and just once we have everything gathered together that it's completely open, and then we don't miss a year.
Yeah,
That's my
fine.
only thing.
That's fine. So what?
So I guess the question I was trying to ask to you, Supervisor Finer, you mentioned that you and Krista reach out to other farmers market, and Joey, this is nothing against you. Are there
Yeah,
other,
sure, totally, I understand.
is there other interests that we have, that people reached
I
out?
think Joe.
Is Joey the only interest?
I received
Party.
two emails, and I checked back, and I said, you know, please give me a call, and I'd like to discuss further.
Okay.
And actually did not receive any call or email back.
Okay.
So, no.
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't get rid of them.
No, you're fine.
In terms of maintaining the continuity of the 30 years, even if you don't have everything in place, can you get a produce stand out there starting in June?
Well, that's the only thing that I say. I just want to make sure that everything is set up before, rather if it's a week or 2 or 4 weeks delayed is better. Yeah, I think the most important thing is that when it's ready, and not to start off in a way that we're missing certain
I don't have a
process.
problem if there's like a week or 2 or 3 weeks, you know, delay. You know, I feel that the goal is to get this long-term, not have short-term, and to make a good positive impression. Then the town could help publicize the opening of the farmers market. I also, when you were asking about have we reached out to others, I had also spoken to Colby, you know, Jenkins, because she has a farmers market in Fairview, but her market is not really only farmers, it basically has vendors. Then I was sort of thinking that you have on Sundays, bicycle Sundays, and if she wanted to have like a a market, with the type of things that
Well,
she does on
let's
other days.
concentrate
No, I'm just
on
saying
this
we
for
could
now.
have a real
Oh, so you're
farmer's
saying
market on
Joey's gonna have a
Saturday.
farmer's market at the, I'm confused.
No, he was going off to another direction.
I thought you
You know
said,
what?
Joey,
Yeah,
I
we
thought you
can
were
have
saying he
more
was gonna
than
have the
one.
farmer's market at the
No.
bicycling thing. Is
No,
that what
no,
it is?
no, I
That
said-
Kobe
no,
could have something by something.
He would have the
Oh,
farmer's
that's what we
market
don't
on
need to-
Saturday,
okay.
and then I suggested that maybe we do something on Sunday. That
Okay,
would be
but
just
let's not go
just a
there
street
now.
traffic, yeah.
Right now, we've
if I
got
may-
Joey.
if I
I'm
may-
sorry,
Help us.
Councilwoman Hendricks, I'm sorry. Town clerk?
If I may, excuse me, Supervisor Finer also asked me, so what I did was, I had reached out to Commissioner Bass from White Plains Parks and Rec, and he gave me a few names that was interested, but not being a operator, but also be a vendor. So I can give those names to you or make contact, whatever, so there is continuity, like Councilwoman Haber said. And they knew that what day it's going to be, so, and how soon it was going to be. So that may help with the continuity to make sure that there is no delay. So I'd be more than happy to work with you, give you those names, and then you can work out the logistics, if that would help.
All right.
That's great.
Great, thank you.
Excellent.
Is there anything else?
Good.
And, yeah, thank you so much.
Is there anything else?
Really
Would that be
That's it.
helpful,
Great.
Joe?
When will there be a contract?
When will there be a?
Contract.
So I had sent a,
Right. So
Draft.
We sent the draft to Joe. So Joe, when you think about everything we talked about tonight and know that, if there's a connection that everyone here wants you to succeed, and as mentioned, we've got a support network with other vendors if you need them. And Councilman Sheen, as far as the contract, we'll work with Joe. Joe, if you have questions, myself, someone from the town attorney's office can assist. And I imagine
Yeah, I
we'll
just
make
wanted to
headway
say
over that in the
Darren
next month.
has been extremely helpful, like he's the point of contact. He's been immediately answering to me, and I could see that he really wanted to get it done. And I met Mr. Finer as well, so there's nothing but positive things.
Yeah,
I have to say
Garrett
about
has a
both of
habit
those,
of
yeah.
doing that. Thank you, Garrett.
Councilman Sheehan, we'll work with Joey on the contract over the next month and, make sure there's good match there with him and the town, and we'll hope to have a good update, I'd say in the next couple weeks.
Sounds good.
We're really looking for long-term, yes, get through this other, but also long-term, there's been.
Well, I would intend to do it, to be honest with you, I'm sorry to cut you off, sir, but I would intend to do it long-term if I develop it, because there's a possibility that it won't be the same for first year, so I would definitely need to do it long-term. I think that's the most important thing.
So we average 30-year contracts and commitments.
I don't know if I've ever signed a contract that long besides
There's a
one.
gentleman in the audience who doesn't necessarily agree with that, but that's okay.
Good. So thank you very much. I'm really thrilled that you're willing to take this on, and, we'll work really hard to make it a success. And again, it's such a great location, and, you have a loyal clientele of people who have loved the farmer's market. Every time I'm in Hartsdale,
Yeah.
there's always lines of people who are taking advantage of this.
We're a little bit behind, but thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Joe.
Joey.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate your consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
You too.
A couple, no, I have two quick questions for the Commissioner. One is, are we absolutely sure that the West Hartsdale market is never coming back again? Is this a one-off that they couldn't do it this year, or they
No, they just said they're not interested in doing it.
ever again? You're sure of that?
Why are you asking?
Because if he's planning to do it long-term, then they tell us they're going to come back next year.
But it's by contract.
No, but I mean, they've done it for so long, I'm just
No, they're not-
asking what their
they're-
intention is.
I did not get the sense that this is a one-year thing.
Okay, good,
Oh.
great, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and the other just quick thing was that I just want him to, or we want him to understand that even if he doesn't have this vendor, that vendor, whatever, just start with the basic and get that up and running, whatever, like you were saying, add on, it's a work in progress, that's fine, but,
Right, you want that continuity.
Right.
People
yeah.
loved having the market from June, once June hits, sure, after Memorial Day, got it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Commissioner. Okay.
Take care.